Forbes has confirmed that the value of XRP, which is backed by the Federal Reserve of the United States, is $60,000 per coin. The United States Federal Reserve is planning to launch a $68 billion cent buyback about Bitcoin and XRP. This comes as the Fed officially announces that they will begin using the XRP digital currency to facilitate the blockchain aspect of their Fed net payment system. Additionally, the Fed will begin to restrict the retail purchase of XRP, limiting it to retail after forming a partnership with Ripple Labs. As a result of these announcements, the price of XRP is expected to reach $60,000. In point of fact, reports have confirmed that this massive announcement and the partnership between Ripple and the Federal Reserve may cause something even more significant to take place. This could result in supply shock and cause the price of XRP to fluctuate between $10,000 and $35,000 in a matter of months, and then close to around $100,000 in the next 1 to 5 years. In light of the fact that $650 trillion will be flowing on June 27th, which is literally only a few weeks away, this is the magnitude of what we are about to witness, and it is all going to take place very swiftly, almost overnight. First things first, before we really begin the video, we have to let you guys know that we have worked with Apple to provide free XRP to each and every person who is watching this video. You guys, that's practically free money, and it just takes a few minutes longer than that. Furthermore, if you would like to receive up to $100 in exchange for a free XRP, simply like the video, subscribe to the channel in order to receive notifications, and share this video. You will also be required to complete a transaction and sign up for an account on Upvolt by utilizing the link that I provide in the explanation. The transaction that you do can be of any size. Therefore, it might be any number, including 1 penny, $1, $10, or any other amount. However, as long as you follow this straightforward method, you will be able to acquire free money worth $100. With this money, you can purchase XRP, Bitcoin, or any other cryptocurrency, or you can simply withdraw the money and use it as cash. Just to reiterate, the entire procedure takes less than 5 minutes to complete. I would not suggest doing so. Moreover, let's begin watching the video. The current price of XRP is $2.24, but the potential and real value is substantially higher, sitting in the tens of thousands of dollars. Forbes has stated that it is likely that XRP will be valued more than $60,000 by the year 2030, surpassing Bitcoin in value. Surprisingly, it is not just Forbes or any other massive news outlet that is stating this. Rather, it is Ripple's very own CEO, Brad Kerlingos, who is predicting that Bitcoin will reach $200,000 by the end of the year. However, he also mentions that XRP, the real native token that Ripple is using, will surpass Bitcoin as approximately $654 trillion. 0 cents will begin flowing into the XRP ledger in the coming days. On the other hand, where does the $654 trillion 0 cents come from? In light of this, I have conducted my investigation, and it has come to my attention that on July 21st, in just a few weeks, a gigantic market will be unlocked on the XRP ledger. As a consequence of this, 654.39 trillion USD will be added to the XRP ledger simultaneously. In addition, this serves as the revelation of a significant structural progress towards the worldwide real estate industry, which is estimated to be worth $650 trillion. Coming on board the XRP line. In addition, before we go into all of the real specifics, which we will, let's go ahead and roll the footage so that you can pay close attention to what the CEO of Ripple has to say about XRP and the unlocking of $650 trillion 0 cents, and most importantly, $200,000 0 cents per Bitcoin by the end of the year 2025. How much do you anticipate the price of Bitcoin to be? Because of the founder of the Cardano blockchain predicted to reach 250,000 by the end of the year, as I mentioned before. I am going to make a prediction about Bitcoin I wouldn't put my money on XRP. Although it is too near to home, I do not believe that 200,000 is an excessive amount. Before I go ahead and say it, I believe that you are aware that there is 175 around there. The United States of America, which has the largest economy in the world, underwent a transition from headwinds to tailwinds, which I believe people tend to underestimate. To what extent does the performance of XRP compare to that of Bitcoin from your perspective? Therefore, Bitcoin in the present day, as was mentioned before, Bitcoin has been a successful experiment in many aspects, but it has not been successful when it comes to payments. Bitcoin's throughput, both in terms of the amount of time it takes to confirm a transaction that can frequently take up to an hour, according to what I believe Tavet indicated previously, you should not use Bitcoin to purchase coffee unless you are willing to wait there for an hour for the transaction to be confirmed. And then there would be a significant increase in the transaction expenses. The Bitcoin, in this case, the money will pour in. This is the larger picture. The price of XRP will reach the thousands of dollars level and continue to rise. In point of fact, let's perform some elementary mathematics here. If we take $653.39 trillion and put that into the market cap alone, what we find is about the facility, we are talking about $11,000, 0 cents or more per XRP, and this could happen instantly, overnight. This is something that we are talking about. The truth of the matter is, however, that when we add to the fact that the Federal Reserve wants to get on board, as well as the fact that retail is about to be restricted, we are going to see quadrillions of dollars flowing into the market cap. This could result in the price of XRP reaching over $60,000 to $70,000, or even surpassing the price of Bitcoin, which is over $100,000 as of right now. However, have a look at this, guys, since here is the place where you are going to have the chance to make millions of dollars from only a few $1,000s. Indeed, and this is where the true token comes in. Now, it should come as no surprise that RealFi's ecosystem is primarily comprised of two tokens, the Real token and XRP. The Real token was released approximately 3 weeks ago, and according to our analysis, it has the potential to practically reach over $65,000, 0 cents overnight, with only 1% of the 654.39 trillion USD that they intend to bring into the accepted ledger. Therefore, 1% of it would be sufficient to get the actual token up to 65,000. You are probably curious about the current price of genuine tokens, which is worth mentioning. At the moment, it is valued at 2 cents to the dollar. The cost of a real token is 2 cents, and this is the price. Literally, you have the potential to become a multimillionaire. Investing $1,000 in genuine tokens might quickly result in the accumulation of even more, or even millions of dollars. Moreover, this can actually take place in the span of literally 24 to 48 hours, or even overnight. Because there is a very limited supply and a very large demand, it is possible that the price will skyrocket from 2 cents to $10, and from $10,000 to $100,000, $60,000. This is very, very much attainable. And once more, when you consider the whole quantity of the XRP token, which is 100 billion, the genuine token has a total supply of 1 billion, but a restricted phase 1 supply of around 65 million tokens is nothing, nothing, and nothing at all. It is possible that it will climb significantly and very fast, even beyond $65,000, 0 cents. And gentlemen, there is a very low resistance, and there are very, very strong support levels, which are really excellent to observe because you want to see support levels here. Moreover, they have received a rank that is extremely bullish, imply that they are ranked 100% by the next score, and that their wallets are low risk for the top 3 holders. This is due to the fact that there are over 1,665 wallets. They performed a tremendous pump. Nevertheless, gentlemen, please have a look at this chart. A look at this is in order. The pump that we have here is a huge pump, a massive pump. Nevertheless, there is one characteristic that we have really seen before this massive pump. With that being said, if you take a look at it, you will notice that there was a pump followed by a retracement. Were we able to notice anything here?